I think we're rolling, so we're just being fun.
Cheers, that is.
Cheers. So today, this edition of Hey Landyn, I'm coming from my bed with four. Just kidding. See, this I already messed up. 1, 2, 3. Okay, done. Superstars. All right. So today I'm with 3 of my girlfriends that are also married to country music superstars. You might know some of them, like Russell Dickerson, Thomas Rhett, and Charles Kelley. These are, you've heard the saying, did I say that wrong?
No, you did.
Oh,
Charles Kelley.
Charles Kelley.
That's him.
Behind every amazing man is a kick-ass woman, and that is the truth. I don't think that my husband could do much of what he did on the field if I wasn't at home keeping things tight and right. So today I just want to talk to these girls a little bit about life on the road, what that's like being married to a country music superstar, and just being girls, and what's your support system, and how do you keep it together at home when you're not on the road, when you're on the road. I am dying to know all of this because who doesn't want to know? I want to know how you make it look so easy.
Well, the best thing this year is that Kailey and I got to be on the road together.
So that's awesome.
This is the support system.
Heaven.
This is how we survive.
But I had never been on the road with a friend, which
Right.
was weird because, I mean, my husband's been doing this for ever 12 years.
Yeah.
And we've never toured with, I've toured with female artists that were friends, but like they're out there working. Like
Right.
Kaylee and I aren't doing anything.
We're sipping rosé. Circa 4 o'clock.
So
She's like
I've never
rosé time.
had a friend out there that like didn't have anything to do like I mean, we have stuff to do, obviously,
Sure.
taking care of a 2-year-old, but that wasn't working.
And traveling with kids, that's a big one.
Ooh.
Laura, do you travel with the kiddos too?
Yeah, I do. Yep.
She's like, it's all a blur.
Lauren, like, I mean, some of y'all might not know this about her. She, like, does it herself.
Yeah.
No. I have extra set of hands for sure, but I had a really hard time asking for help or bringing people in to help because I grew up where my mom did everything. I mean, I don't think we ever had a babysitter growing
Right.
up. And she raised 3 of us, and my dad traveled some with his job, and so I think in this generation, it's like, this is a totally different generation in the best way possible.
Yeah, sure.
But I think that was hard for me, is like asking and allowing people to come in and help me. So my sister helps out a ton. She's in town. Both sides of our family are in town, so that like is
That's your saving grace.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, when Steve played and we lived across the country, I also didn't have a nanny or anything. I was just like, I'm going to figure this out, and never had family close by. So now here we are in Nashville when they're older and really don't need me anymore like that. But that was really, really hard. But I was like you. I was hell-bent. I'm like, well, damn it, I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to figure it out if it kills me.
Yeah.
And it's hard, and I can only imagine getting on a plane and going and traveling. Do you guys go on a bus or do you fly? Like, how do you?
All of the above.
All of the above.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just asking for help in general is really hard for me. I feel like it's not that I don't maybe trust people. I just am kind of like, no, I can do it. I can do it.
Yeah, that's my mentality. I can do it. I'm fine. And my husband's like, do you need me to help you? I'm like, no, I got it. And then when things fall apart, I'm like, why didn't you help me? I asked. So
I know they can. I mean, no matter how hard they try, they'll never win. I mean, they're just like, it's always like, ah.
I had this revelation yesterday, though, like, literally yesterday, of like, in order for me to be a good mother and a good wife, or be the best I can be, even if it's not
I think
good
you're
all
doing
the
a
time.
darn good job.
Yes, you are.
I have to have, at some point during the day, whether it's 30 minutes or 1 hour or whatever it is, to do something for myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's weird that I'm just having that revelation literally yesterday, but I get way burnout.
Yeah.
If I
Well, you know,
don't
you're not a good wife, you're not a good mother if you don't invest in yourself. And I had this conversation at the beginning of the year with everyone, just saying that is true. Whether you take a walk or you go get a facial or you meet for your girlfriend's coffee, like I did that for the first time yesterday in probably 6 months. And I was like, I need to recharge my batteries. Like, I can't be a good mom and a good wife and a good friend and sister and daughter and all those things without refueling myself because I just continue to give, especially with what I'm doing now. That's all I'm doing, giving a recipe, giving a thing. And I'm like, well, what about me? So I had like literally a nervous breakdown in the summer. And I'm here to tell you, I was like, I gotta go talk to somebody, I gotta figure this out. But it all gets back to just really putting back in, and I think we are all guilty of just like giving, especially when you become a mother. You're like, well, this person needs me 24/7, but I really think it's important, and you said it perfectly. I mean, you have to do it.
Described as, maybe one of y'all told me this, I don't know.
It all runs together.
But I heard it described as, you know, the giving should come from the overflow of your cup. Like your cup should always be filled, and the overflow is what your giving cup comes from. Because you can't give anything from an empty cup.
If you don't have anything.
So it has to be like, fill your cup, and then the overflow is what you give to other people. So I don't know. I'm not good at executing that, but it's a good saying.
I know I've had to like set some boundaries on the people who need us.
Yes.
Versus the people we need.
Okay, I like that.
Because when we're coming back, like we have nothing left to give, and that's when I was like staring straight in the face of like what relationships of mine were reciprocal and which weren't. And the ones that weren't, there was just like no space left. Like there was nothing left to give them. So it's not like, hey, we can't be friends anymore. It just has kind of fizzled. Or if they try to make plans, like it's a no. Like,
and I can imagine in your line of work and your lifestyle, all of you, that there are so many people that want you, right? I mean, you have your family and they're so proud of you and they want to be there and they want to support you, but a lot of times that used to weigh on me because it was like, we want to come to another game, we want a backstage pass, we want to, and it's like, I know, I want to give you all of it, right?
And a deep sigh comes out of the girls.
No, but I mean, what is that like? How many people are constant, like who is in your camp that really that is there for you, right? And how many people all of a sudden they just come out of the woodwork? You're like, well, hello.
But it's like even family and stuff is wonderful. Like, of course you want your family at the show. But we had a couple weekends in a row where it was like all of my family and then all Russ's family and then more of my family and then more of his family. And I was like, I'm dead.
Okay.
Because
well, you're on.
That and you're trying to make sure they don't wander off without someone with the past that they get in trouble. Like you're like you can't just wander. Like how did you even get back here?
Right.
Like sometimes that happens. You're like, what? We're gonna get kicked off the tour. You know, you're just like.
Oh my god!
And you love him. I mean, it was like literally my favorite uncle that all of a sudden was just backstage. I was like, you can't do this, Uncle John.
I mean, it's impressive, but you can't do it.
Yeah.
But it really is. People also, the reason that people go to concerts is like they're having fun. It's they're blowing off steam, like enjoying.
So you're a babysitter.
And as a family, my husband, all of our husbands. I mean, they're working. It's a job. So
it's
it's
like space too.
Exactly. They have to be able to, we can't just have up all these people on the bus before the show because
he just probably wants to get in the zone.
Yeah,
he has to get in the zone. I'm putting my child down for bed and like doing baths. So it's like that's our house.
Yeah, right.
So
they just like walk right in.
Which is so tiny. It's a house that you like welcome 4 people and you're like, well, nobody else can come.
And honestly, it would be a good analogy to say it'd be like having people in the locker room before the game.
Yes.
Like
and they're not allowed. Yeah, and
they're not allowed.
Right. They shouldn't be allowed. There you go. There's a new rule.
Yeah, it's like that is the good analogy. It's like
before
they're trying to get
work meeting,
right.
having them come into your office.
Yeah, don't you want to review your notes?
Let me give you a tour of the office. Like, no. It is different because our jobs are fun, but and they write all day. All of our husbands love to write, so like
are they writing on the bus or do they write on the road?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like kind of the new model, I think. Like Russell only writes on the road because we're never home. So and when we are home, he's like, I am not
just
writing.
want to check out.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you do get home off the road, what is that like? How are you keeping that family unit together? How are you going back to normalcy? Right? It's like, wah! And screaming women and throwing bras. And we can talk about that in a minute. But then it's like, oh, we're home. Time to take out the garbage. Or, this one's got a fever. Or what? I mean, what does that look like? How do you get back to home?
I crave it. And maybe it's because I'm a mom now, but again, I've been with my husband since literally the beginning of his career in Lady Antebellum. And, I used to, maybe because I was younger and I still am real wanderlusty, but I've gotten to the point over the past 2 years where I really like crave that home, and I think it's because there's order and there's normal. You know, it's not. It doesn't feel.
And it might just be you guys.
And there's
Right.
a dishwasher.
Nice.
It
A dishwasher.
doesn't feel out of
Dishwasher.
control.
A real bath for your kids.
Yeah. I crave like being able to cook dinner, and
Maybe just the stuff you just don't even
Oh,
think
cooking
about.
dinner is
Yeah.
like,
I know. Charles
Gold.
and I we made dinner the other night, and we put Ward down, and we were on the couch watching Netflix, and it was like, this is living.
Yeah.
Seriously, to each other.
Get that tour. This is where it's
We
at.
literally said that to each
Oh,
other.
it just makes you appreciate
dinner
it,
and
you know?
Netflix.
Yeah.
Is a gift.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
And so just keeping kind of the spark going. Like, I remember, you know, when Steve would play, all of a sudden, you know, we walk into this, and we were high school 8th grade sweethearts. Then we walk into and I know you can relate to this. We go into that whole thing, and I've got like sweatshirt on, the jeans, and I go to the game and all of a sudden the girls are like in the fur coats and the hats, and it was like a whole new life that I was like, what?
I don't deal with the fur coat.
No, but it's
Thankfully, ours are
just
just tube tops.
Right.
what are they?
Tank tops.
Tube
and-
tops.
Oh, tube tops,
Tube
tube
tops.
tops.
Booty
But you
shorts.
just walk into that, and all of a sudden it's like, Steve, and I didn't really know how to deal with that. And I'm here to tell you, like, I went to therapy. I was like, I've got to figure out how I'm not going to let this eat me alive. I was very secure and content and trusting him and all that, but man, that's a different,
Yeah.
all of a sudden. Like, okay, so you guys, you've met when? Second grade?
First
grade?
No.
You
But
got me beat, first
we
grade.
weren't like first grade sweethearts. I mean, we didn't become friends till middle school, and then we didn't seriously. We dated when we were 15, but it was like a disaster. And then we stayed close friends, and then we got back together. We were 21, I think,
And then y'all got married.
and then we got married the next year.
Oh my goodness.
What was it,
Yeah.
like 6 months later?
I think we got together right before school started, my senior year of college, and then we got engaged that Christmas, and then married the next October.
Okay.
And I'm friends with Thomas Rhett's manager, Virginia. I mean, we all are. But when he, you know, told his team, and I mean, he was a newly
I
starting
was just
out
going to say, he was
artist.
about getting going then.
He
yeah.
was like
He had just
brand
signed a
new
record deal.
and young. Y'all
Before
were-
we dated, he
yeah.
was signed the record deal.
Y'all were really young, and when he told Virginia, like, I'm gonna get married right now, and everyone was like,
Everybody was like, absolutely
What
not.
are you
No,
doing?
maybe that's not a good.
But
she was like, Lauren is so good for him.
oh,
He needs her.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if he's gonna
He does.
continue to grow and become a superstar, like, he needs this
her.
girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was, and I think that's the perspective of a woman versus a man in this business of
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
seeing the value in what she brings to him as a person.
Yes, and keeping them grounded and like checking them back in, like, hey, you're not as big as you think you might be. Like, you're gonna change his 30 diaper. No, but I gotta imagine they crave that as well. I know Steve did. I know just that little silly kind of dad stuff and just husband honeydews, those kinds of things were things that he really needed.
Right.
That good. And then just kind of keeping it tight and right at home and just keeping, I mean, I felt like it was a full-time job. Do you feel the pressure, here's the question, of just keeping yourself at your best or just trying to like always put forward, just because, I mean, think what's out there. They're on the road. I mean, I don't care if your husband's a traveling salesman for vacuums.
Yeah.
I mean, you feel like, well, shit, he's going to come home.
Yeah.
And mama's got to keep this going, right? I mean, what's the pressure like that at this level?
Oh.
Annie, do you
I feel like I'm
that?
slowly, maybe at the beginning, I felt more of that, and now it's slowly like, yeah, I'll maybe just wear a ponytail to the show.
Yeah, I
Like,
think maybe that's what was, and y'all can speak to this too, but all three of us were with them in the beginning. And so I think for me, thankfully, I got to get all of those like insecurities I didn't realize I had out when things were a little more tame. And then as it's grown, I feel like we've like, I mean, we do therapy. We've done it since before we got married. And then I loved it so much, and so did he, that we were like, let's just keep doing it. So I really think, I mean, people may be like, boo, therapy, but like,
No, I love it. Cheers to therapy.
Therapy.
Sure.
Oh,
no, you're fine.
No, I got
No,
on your
it's
right
fine.
side on the
Listen,
bed.
it's bleach.
Oh, no.
Stop. It's fine. It was worth the cheers to therapy. It's totally fine.
Cheers to therapy.
She's been in
Coffee
therapy
on
about
the
this.
bed.
It's
Therapy
fine.
about
Yeah, I'm
She's
like,
dealt
oh
with
my
it. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's given us tools, I think, through the years.
So that's probably that's what he wants. He doesn't want a tube top.
Right.
No, yeah.
And it is really funny because it's like, I mean, we're also in an age of social media where like people can have access to our husbands.
Yes.
I mean, it's unprecedented.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, the slide into the DMs of like, you know, hey, what are you doing after the show? And it's like, lady,
It's like, really?
my husband like barely knows how to do social media. It's either his wife or his manager who's
That's
doing
what
it.
it is. Yeah. Back that off just a little bit.
After the show, he's coming
So
back
true.
and watching Netflix.
Yes.
So thank you.
Yes,
So,
and
yeah,
happy-
have a great night.
And happy
Have a great night.
And happy doing it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
But it is, you know, I think that gives people a platform to be more forward in a way that, and have more access.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I think probably something that we share and we're lucky is to have had that relationship before things really got serious.
Oh, yeah.
Because you just built that foundation. So now you can do anything.
Yeah.
I think if it was a little rocky, which we might not everyone might be so lucky, but I feel like that's why we have continued to grow in our marriage and have such a strong unit. You know what I mean? And even just raising kids off of that and everything. Like this is solid.
Yeah.
And we can look them in the face and be like, this isn't you.
yeah.
Yes.
Because we knew them without it.
Yeah.
So like if they ever start to toe that
Totally.
line of like caring too much what people think, or I'm like no, rein
See, I
it
think
back,
that's hard.
rein it back.
Yeah.
You know, like
I think
let's get grounded again. Like what do we need? What do we
Right,
need to talk
what do you
about?
need?
What's
to-
important? What's
And you're really good at that, Kailey, of being like, I mean, you are, I don't know who Russ would be without you.
Aw.
I don't know who I would be without you.
Me either. Kaylee's like the saint of the group. But truly, you're really good at being like, I recognize in you that like something, you know, is bugging you or you're missing something or whatever. Like, hey, let's talk about it.
You know
How
I'm
can
enough
I show up for you?
Yeah. You know I'm enough to be like,
process.
wait a second, something's not quite right here.
Right.
Oh my goodness. So are you guys, how much are you on the, I know you're on the road, you're all on the
Always.
road a lot, just always.
I'm really always.
You always.
I always have. Drove the van, sold the merch.
You have to say what your shift was.
I was the 6 a.m. I was the sunrise shift.
For merch?
A note for the van.
Oh, for the van.
We drove in a
The
van.
driver.
We didn't get
you
a
were
tour
the
bus.
driver.
We didn't get a tour bus until this year. Like a full-time one that was like ours.
Like your bus.
And we had one on Thomas Rhett tour with them, and then one on FGL tour, but they were just like for the month we were on tour with them. Other than that, we were in a
I
van.
love it. Look at you
Van
put in
trailer.
your time.
Oh, I put my
The
sun.
Sunrise shift.
So then what the boys would drive through the night. Our bass player and guitar player loved the through the night shift, the
Yeah.
graveyard shift. And they'd listen to podcasts,
Yeah.
nerd out about stuff. And then park me at Starbucks.
Yeah.
And I'd wake up with the sun
Yeah.
and get a coffee and drive till noon.
Look at you.
And then Russ would take over noon to like dinner.
I love it.
we just rotated.
I just love it. I love it. So what is it like celebrating like a hit? Like what does that look like? I mean, you know what went into that. The blood, the sweat, the tears, is it going to be a good song? Is it not?
For us, there's still screaming involved.
He's screaming. That's
he's,
good.
He's only had his first number one, and then yesterday.
Tell us what it is.
Oh, yours. The
Yes,
song yours.
yes.
Well,
tell them I know.
and then yesterday, all of a sudden, Russ started screaming, and I was like, "What? What's happening?" We're like in the house. He's like, "Real time, Blue Tacoma's number one!" I'm like, "What?" So I mean, it doesn't like things don't hit till the next week or whatever. I don't even know, but we're still in the screaming stage. Yes, the very.
Are you screaming, Lauren?
She's like, "Great, honey."
I am so proud of who he is and what he can do and what he does. But the only screaming in our house is typically coming from the two children.
Yeah, these days the screams are changing, right?
Yes, yeah. But he's got a number one party that we're going to tonight for
Oh my
2
goodness.
songs. So it's
Two songs.
For 2 songs.
We can't even. We have so many number ones that
Tell
we
the
can't
people
have so many
that
parties.
Tell them, like,
We
you
don't all the number one hits. We have to have two.
Consolidate.
We are busy. Which 2 songs?
For Marry Me and Life Changes.
Yeah. Okay, so can we real quick talk about that? We want to get to your screaming in 1 second. But having a song written about you, what was that like?
Well, the first time he did it, it was a little uncomfortable because I hate being in the spotlight. If it's like the spotlight with my friends, I'll take it all day long. Like, I'll get up on stage and sing in front of everybody if I know you all.
Okay.
But like, if it's strangers or like people that I don't know what it is, but I just don't like it.
Yeah.
And
all of a sudden the world's listening to it, right?
And all of a sudden my husband, ironically, is in this business where I do have that audience that I haven't met 95% of them, you know? And so I think for me, it was kind of like, wow, that's really sweet. Why did you do that? But he loves it. And going back to like keeping that marriage what it is, like, he brings me into his workspace as much as possible. And I think because I don't get to travel a ton, especially not now with the kids, the girls and I go some, but we just, you know, life with kids and school and whatever, and birthday parties this weekend is why we're not going on the road this weekend. But it's
look at all the sacrifices, Mama.
It's just
seriously. One day they're gonna be like, gosh, I got to go to Jenny's birthday party.
Right. So it has shifted a ton since we've had kids, and I think I see now that he's not like putting me in those songs to make me uncomfortable. Like, I see that like that's his way of appreciating me and
including you.
Yes, and telling me that he does love me and he wants the whole world to know he loves me. So like, I'm definitely not going to complain about that, because that's really, really cool that is something that he does for me. So I'm not comfortable with it, but I appreciate it.
Who's calling? Speaking of the devil.
Yeah, right. But yeah, it's sweet. It's sweet. You know, it does make me uncomfortable, but I see where it's coming from, and it's a good place.
Good place.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, so back to screaming. Are we screaming when we're? What does that look like?
I mean, I have to consciously, I don't know, again, maybe like, I mean, we've been married for 9 years and been together, you know, through a lot, and, you know, now have a child together. So I have to remind myself to actively not get caught up in the everyday. And celebrate him when things are good. Because, you know, we've been on the side where things weren't going great. And I watched him be really frustrated and, you know, angsty about it. So I have to actively remind myself, like, yes, we can celebrate you.
Well, you know, and I think, like, even just men in general, like, for instance, like, they might be like, Steve will say, well, I got this new fishing reel, and, like, look at, and I'm really sitting there like, I'm really not sure I care. But when I have something good to share, I want him, I mean, that we all want that, right? So it's like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and I want the eyes like, yes, babe, you know, so sometimes, whether it be about that golf game, and Steve is probably the worst. Sorry, I love you. The worst storyteller. It just takes forever. I mean, is that men or what? And he's like,
Russ has ADD, so it's like ping, ping.
He never gets.
You're like, where are we landing? Where are we gonna land?
Oh my gosh!
Charles will do that with me too. The golf, of like, oh my god, I did this today, and I'm like,
and I'm like, I
don't even know what that means,
but I love it.
It's cool.
I love it. Oh my. What gets you through? Is it your girlfriends? Is it your you know, wives on the road, or what is it that keeps you going?
100%. This tribe,
girlfriend.
But more
100%.
so girlfriends that are in it with me. Like, I have the best girlfriends outside of Thomas Red's work and job, but like
just like college friends, or
college friends, high school friends, and our family is kind of in it with us, so they can relate a little bit more than my girlfriends who are just kind of like, wait, what did you just do?
Yeah.
But like, these girls like save me on a daily basis. Like, we just have a group text, and if something is happening, it's like we're shooting each other a text going, hey, this really sucked today, or like, hey, this is gonna be fun, who wants to go to
I think that's okay, because even though you're living like this, someone might on the outside think like, oh, this glamorous life, they don't have to worry about anything, they got the money, they're going here, they're going there, they got the song. She's like, you know what I mean? Oh, hey, girlfriend, it's happening.
I told her that.
It's
happening.
happening.
Trust me, the student loans will get paid.
They will get paid off. No, but I think it's so important to just have those people that continue to build you up. And I love that too. I love going back to the high school friends. Like, I knew you win. And those are the girls you really need. And also, you guys share something that you can actually relate to. It might seem like a first world problem, but it's happening in your life. I mean, as big or little as it is, I always say we're the same girl with different colored hair. I mean, we really are going through the same things.
I love that,
Everything.
Yeah.
Marriage, it's not always easy.
Right.
No, I mean, it's trial and error, and you're figuring out, especially raising kids. Who's done that before? Not me. I have a high schooler now. Talk about, someone bring the champagne. Because it's just like,
my gosh.
I know. How? And we met at that age, so my husband's completely freaked out.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're navigating a whole new water now. He's retired, so when your men decide to hang it up, please come back for that chat, because let me just tell you, it is.
I don't know what we'll do.
No, it's harder than when
I
you
was
play.
just about to ask you that. Like,
It-
what is
you
it
guys, it's a whole nother episode.
Don't tell me that.
It's hard.
Why?
Because they're here, and Steve was a under the radar type player. Like, an offensive lineman is not a quarterback. It's not like, oh, flash bulbs, whatever. But I mean, it's still a lot. And then all of a sudden they do something their entire life.
Yeah.
And something they're so passionate about, and they live for it, and they breathe it, and that is it. It puts food on the table, it turns the lights on, it does all those things. And then all of a sudden you might just save your money well and be totally fine, and people are like, oh, you're fine. You could just golf all day, you could do whatever. But no. It all just, and then he's just home. And it's hard. It's really hard, and emotionally, and I mean, we're going through a lot right now, just trying to figure out what's your role.
Yeah.
He's chopping an onion and folding laundry, and I'm like, back to giving things up.
Yeah.
I was like, those are things gladly I would have gave up, but now I'm like, I want to do those things.
Yeah.
Give me those
Does it make
things.
you feel like, also for you, like, where do I show up as a wife now?
Yes.
Like, because I was your support system as, like, you went out and I did all these things.
And I was happy, and there's no resentment there. Like, I loved, like, cooking dinner and taking care of my kids and cleaning the house and making sure everything I was happy doing that. Really, really happy. Now, all of a sudden, the last 2 years, this happened to me, and it's like, now I'm more the breadwinner. I'm doing these things, and he's picking up kids and folding laundry. And I think he's like, I'm fine with it. I'm so happy to be able to do it, and I'm like, I want to do it. I want to do it all.
Right.
Yeah.
As a wife and a mom, you just want to do it all.
Isn't
somehow.
that wasn't that, well, maybe you don't feel this way, but wasn't that such a good, like, God moment for you to be like, and now I'm going to give Steve all of these things so he can see the way that you loved your family for that many years.
And it's a sense of power that I never felt. It's a very interesting, I never worked outside the home. So I didn't even know what that felt like, and just having to balance it has been really tricky, because I love it so much that it's hard for me to turn it off. It doesn't, maybe that your husbands might feel like that too. Like, I love what I do. It's hard to not think about music or jot down something for a song, because it's just and so you're over here, like, Steve's over here like, hey, what about me? And I remember feeling like that, like, is he really going to talk about another play?
Right.
But now, I mean, total role reversal. Like, it's very interesting right now.
I bet it's given you guys both so much empathy for each other, though.
Yes.
I mean.
Yeah, and it's trying, just because I'm just having to let go.
Yeah.
And I'm not good at that.
Because you can't, I mean, you physically, Landyn, you can do a lot of things all at the same time.
Yeah, all the things.
But all the things. But, I mean, I think the lesson that so many women struggle with, myself included, is you cannot be good
at everything. Yeah.
I mean, you have to have help.
And I'm not. And I'm so.
But you kind of.
No, but I'm like, I'm happy to say I'm not good at that, and I want to put people in my life that are good at that. Like, I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. Like, somebody help me figure out how to navigate this. But I'm grateful for.
I think it's cool how you're, like, having your moment. Like, I kind of feel like I knew, being all hands on deck with Russell, would free me up to do what I wanted to do. I was like, we could both simultaneously be chasing down these dreams, but it would take longer for both of us. And so it was just all hands on deck. I was like, let's do this. Like, Russell, let's get your songs out there. Let's do this. Let's make music videos. Let's go. And then now I'm like slowly retiring from all my jobs.
Right.
And now it frees me up because we can pay someone now, and because like we can. So it's cool that like he had his thing and you were so invested, and now you can just receive his help. Like, and I received yours, and you do this thing because it is amazing, and you're changing all these women's lives and men. I'm sure.
I love these girls. I do, and I do love it, and I'm grateful to have the platform now to maybe say and have these conversations that women aren't having. Because I feel like everyone might think it's all a bowl of cherries. Well, it's not. I'm here to tell you, it just isn't. It's just every day is not what you think sometimes. I think giving ourselves permission to fail is a big thing that I think women just don't typically do. You know, give yourself the grace.
Right.
That tomorrow's another day. Don't put too much on your plate, and, you know, just, you know, continue to feed those relationships that really mean something to you. Whether that's your girlfriend or your family or your kids. And
I think that's a good message for us to share too, is like, trust me, it's far from perfect.
Jeez.
I mean, all the time.
Come to my house.
Actually, don't.
I'm
not telling you about it.
No. But, you know, I mean, just like signing up for anything in life, there's incredible moments of joy, but like there's a lot that's not perfect. And, you know, speaking on marriage, is that Beth Moore, who I just absolutely, she like reads my mind all the time. Look her up if you don't know who she is. Okay. But she had a quote about marriage the other day that sometimes the key to a long marriage is just waking up and say, I'll give it one more day. It's like, okay, well, I guess I'll wake up and give it one more day. And then, you know, and it's true. I mean, it's not perfect.
No. And I think about that too. I'm like, every day I will make and want to make a conscious effort to just do the best, love him the best I can, to do something with my kids that, you know, just whatever it is, I just kind of almost consider each day just one day. If I just had one day today, that's what I say to my kids when I drop them off every day. I'm like, just pretend you have one day of school. That's it. Just one day. Do your best. And tomorrow, well, it's a clean slate. If we mess up, it's okay.
Right.
Because I think we do need to give ourselves that, for sure.
I love that.
For sure. Yeah. Well, I loved having you girls here so much.
Thanks for having us.
Is there anything else you want to say to the people?
No.
one last signing off, one last piece of wisdom, or anything fun you guys have coming up?
I can't even see far.
Wait, are you getting? Do we have
blurry.
awards coming up? Like, are we getting dresses? Like, what's happening?
We have a.
And now we're all stressed.
Now you're like,
We're like, oh.
Yeah.
No.
Let's talk some pretty girl stuff. Yeah.
CMAs are.
November. We have AMAs on Tuesday, a week from tomorrow.
Oh, they're early this year.
Oh gosh. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
How is that red carpet? What is that like?
So stressful.
Is it stressful?
I don't
Some
think the
people
country
love it.
music ones are stressful. I think.
Well, I haven't done the
AMAs
non-ones.
Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe comparatively, because you.
Do y'all walk the carpet? Like while they have all their interviews?
Yeah.
I take a photo, but I'm 12 years old.
Yeah.
She's
I'm like,
seasoned.
do I have to go
You
to
just like
CMAs?
stand behind them while they're on all these interviews. And you're
I
like,
know. I take the photo and then I go backstage and pour some champagne.
There you go.
I'm usually talking to people along the carpet. For the pop shows, I do not walk the carpet. I like take the photo and then, but sometimes they won't let you walk the carpet. Country music is like, come one, come all, you know, and so they're your friends are all up and down the, so you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in so long. So you're like,
that part's
swapping
fun.
back and forth.
It's the part when you remember all the cameras are all facing you from different angles, and you're like, I can't even give you.
You're like, can I suck it in?
Yeah, you're like, there is no
Is
good
my
angle here.
pasty on?
This is a 360 camera situation.
I know.
Okay, that's a good point. That's a good point.
You're like,
I mean, how do
For an
I
hour.
gotta breathe? I gotta talk.
for an hour, and you're like thirsty. And
Well, you guys are all
here you
look so
go.
beautiful every time you do it. You make it look like you are a professional, so we'll just give it that.
Yeah, I think that definitely, like, as I've gotten older and had a child, like, I've had a lot more body insecurity, and so it's become just more like I love clothes and I love makeup and I love hair, but like I've put so much more judgment on myself, like as my body has.
Well, you need to take that away. You are a dream.
Yes.
Untrue.
Dream.
A dream. Beautiful.
Seriously.
Absolutely beautiful.
Trying.
Inside and out, all of you. No, but listen, motherhood is no joke.
Yeah.
That, I mean, damn you, children. I used to have something underneath there. Was it an ab? I don't know.
An ab?
That's an ab.
That is one, you know,
Oh,
one
I know,
breath.
it's hard. I mean, they just suck the life right out of us. How are we even, like, keeping it together? Oh, we're trying. All right. Well, anyway, I thank you girls so much. Thanks for coming.
Thanks.
Love you so much. I appreciate it. How lucky am I to have these girls as my friends? Really. But you can tune in, I'm sure, on the highway. You've heard all the songs, and we'll do a little thing underneath of all their hits and what they're up to these days. But anyway, thank you, girls. Yeah, your hits. Actually, you're the one behind the hits, so it's good. All right. See ya.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.